The world holds its breath as one of the most strategic waterways on Earth suddenly turns into a battlefield. The Strait of Hormuz, just a narrow stretch of water between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula, handles nearly 20% of the world's oil supply. And now, it's sealed. It begins quietly, no massive explosions, no dramatic announcements, just silence. Tankers stop moving, insurance companies issue warnings, satellite images show ships clustering far from the choke point. Then the truth emerges. Iran has effectively shut down the strait, using mines, fast attack boats, and the constant threat of missile strikes to create a maritime dead zone. Within days, global markets react. Oil prices surge. Shipping companies refuse to enter the area. Hundreds of vessels remain stranded, waiting for a green light that never comes. But this isn't just about economics. This is about control. Iran doesn't need to physically block the entire waterway. The threat alone is enough. Naval mines, some anchored, some resting silently on the seabed, turn the narrow shipping lanes into a deadly trap. Small, fast boats equipped with rockets and explosives patrol the waters, ready to swarm any vessel that dares to pass. The Guardian. And here's the key, the Strait of Hormuz is incredibly narrow. At its tightest point, ships are funneled into lanes only a couple of miles wide. That means every tanker becomes an easy target. Then comes the response. The United States cannot allow this to stand. Not because of politics, but because the global economy depends on it. Within days, American forces begin moving into position. Destroyers, surveillance aircraft, drones, but most importantly, something unexpected, low-flying attack aircraft. The A-10 Thunderbolt II. The Apache attack helicopter. These are not stealth fighters. They are not designed for high-altitude combat. They are brutal, close-range weapons built for one purpose, destroying targets on the battlefield. And now, that battlefield is the sea. A-10 Warthogs begin flying low over the water, scanning for Iranian fast attack boats. Their massive GAU-8 cannon, capable of firing thousands of rounds per minute, was originally designed to destroy tanks. But against small boats, it's devastating. And that's exactly what happens. Reports indicate that A-10s are actively hunting and destroying Iranian fast attack craft in the strait, targeting the very tools Iran is using to enforce its blockade. At the same time, Apache helicopters enter the fight. Flying even lower than the A-10s, Apaches bring precision. Equipped with Hellfire missiles and advanced targeting systems, they track small, fast-moving threats, boats, drones, even hidden launch teams along the coastline. Together, they form a deadly combination. The A-10 suppresses, the Apache hunts. But this is not a clean operation. Iran's strategy is not to win a conventional battle, it's to create chaos. Even if the US destroys dozens of boats, Iran can deploy more. Even if mines are cleared, new ones can be laid overnight. And those mines are a nightmare. Some are designed to detect the sound of passing ships. Others react to magnetic signatures. Some sit silently on the seabed, nearly invisible to sonar. Clearing them is slow, dangerous work. While aircraft attack from above, specialized units begin mine-clearing operations below, using drones, helicopters, and robotic submersibles. Every meter of water must be checked. Every potential threat neutralized. And all the while, the danger remains. Because Iran still has missiles. Despite heavy strikes, intelligence reports suggest Iran retains hidden launch systems, capable of targeting ships and bases across the region. Business Insider. That means every US operation is conducted under constant risk. Every A-10 sortie, every Apache patrol, every ship entering the strait. One mistake, and the entire operation could escalate. But something changes. As days pass, US forces begin to establish localized air superiority. Reports suggest that A-10s and Apaches are operating in areas with little to no resistance from Iranian air defenses. That's a critical turning point. It means the skies, at least in parts of the strait, are controlled. And once you control the air, you control the pace of the battle. Now, the mission shifts. It's no longer just about reacting. It's about reopening the strait. Step by step, US forces begin pushing back the threat. Fast attack boats are hunted down. Drone launches are intercepted. Mine-clearing operations expand. Slowly, cautiously, the first ships begin to move again. But this is not victory. Because the Strait of Hormuz cannot be secured in the traditional sense. It's too narrow, too exposed, too close to Iran's coastline. Even a single missile, or a single successful attack, could shut it down again instantly. And that's the real power Iran holds. Not total control, but constant disruption. This is what military strategists call asymmetric warfare. Iran doesn't need to defeat the US Navy, it just needs to make the cost of operating in the strait too high. And for a moment, it works. Global shipping slows, oil markets panic, the world watches, but the US response sends a message just as powerful, that even in one of the most dangerous chokepoints on Earth, even under the threat of mines, missiles, and swarm attacks, it can still project force, still operate, still fight, and that's where the A-10 and Apache become symbols of something bigger. Not just firepower, but persistence. They are not the most advanced aircraft in the US arsenal. But in this fight, they are exactly what's needed. Low, lethal, relentless, flying directly into danger, again and again. Because in the Strait of Hormuz, this isn't a war of one decisive battle. It's a war of endurance. A war of pressure. A war where control is never permanent, and every hour matters. And as long as that narrow stretch of water remains contested, the world remains on edge. Because what happens here doesn't stay here. It ripples outward, into economies, into politics, into the balance of power itself. And the next move could change everything.